Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmad Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. First of all, we'll be discussing the Hockey Nations League, where Pakistan was spectacular as they beat Japan 3-2, and they were absolutely clinical because this match was very important for Pakistan. Of course, the first match ended in a draw 3-all against Malaysia, but this match, of course, would set the tone now. They beat Japan 3-2. They now play their last group match against New Zealand, which we're hoping if they win or even if they draw, they're going to qualify for the semi-finals, because this becomes a very, very important tournament. Now, I watched the match highlights as well, and one thing which I was really happy about is Pakistan's tactical game has really improved. The long passes, the conversion of penalty corners into goals, the possession, the style of play really, I think was, and the body language of players was very confident. So I think, since Mr. Zaman has taken over as the coach, and he's a certified FIH coach as well internationally, he's, outmatched for his curriculum and everything that he brings to hockey. I think it's a great moment for Tahir Zaman Saab to be a part of Pakistan hockey, and I think that ability and that belief is now transforming into the game that we see as well. So we're discussing that in detail, and of course we'll give you all the details that are there to discuss as well. Then of course we move on and we discuss cricket in particular, and there are a lot of cricket that has happened over the years, but I thought we should start off with hockey as well. And in cricket, of course, we tell you about certain elements that are making headlines. First of all, the ICC Women's World Cup schedule is now out. The 30th of September is when the tournament starts, and obviously it continues all the way till the 2nd of October. Pakistan team start off their match on 2nd of the next month as well, when they face going onwards 30th September. This match starts in Pakistan on the 2nd of October. They'll be playing their game as well. Pakistan's playing 7 matches in total in this tournament, and most of the games are in Colombo. The big match obviously in October is going to be Pakistan versus India on the 5th, which takes place in Colombo as well. So that's a very important match to talk about as well. So we'll give you all the details that are there as well, and then of course we also talk about Pakistan team's recent performance. They played the qualifiers really well, and I'm just hoping they do well. On the men's side, the conditioning camp of course is underway. We give you all the details about the conditioning camp as well, and obviously we have to discuss certain players, and I've been reading certain elements of the camp as well, certain updates regarding that as well, which really made headlines, is that individually they're working with players. That means that individual technical flaws that they had, including Babar Azam, they have been individually worked upon. So I think that really sets the precedent high for Pakistan cricket team as well. So that's what we're discussing on the show in detail, of course, and giving you all that is to know about sports, which we are discussing with all the topics as well. Obviously, time now to introduce the guests. We start off with, as I said, the Pakistan has played in the Nations League very well so far. We're just hoping that they do well against New Zealand. And of course, joining us is somebody who happens to be an expert on the subject. Mr. Najeeb joins us. Assalamu alaikum, Najeeb. How are you, sir?
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you, Ahmad, for inviting me.
Thank you very much for joining us again. We of course talk about the performance first of all, but I must say, Najeeb, I was very impressed with the style of hockey I saw yesterday against Japan.
Yes, as you said that Tahir Zaman take a charge. Tahir Bhai is working on the play basics things. You know, Ahmad, previous year September, after September Asian Champion Trophy, we don't have any camp. After September, we are now we have camp for the Nation Cup. The 5 to 6 months the play was just on resting. They are playing international leagues. So the camp was on 3 phases. The first phase, the second phase, the third, in the all phases. Tahir Zaman was highlighted the previous mistakes which players made in the previous matches. Especially he worked on the defensive mistakes. He individually highlighted the mistakes, and during the camp he highlighted, and each and individual players he discussed with him that you are doing these mistakes during the match. So he specifically worked on specialized area like defensive, attacking, and if you note in the previous match, Pakistan earned a very less green cards. In the whole match, we only earned 1 green card, and we only give 1 penalty corner. So this is the best things in Pakistan hockey, especially Ahmad. You know, in modern hockey, discipline is very matter. If your team is playing in discipline, you have a good performance. So Pakistan team played very disciplined hockey against Japan. Same in Malaysia, but they are in some occasions they are very relaxed, so they earn field goals.
Players like Sufiyan were exceptional. He scored a goal as well. It's very important that you're converting your opportunities. But the first match, I was a bit skeptical, Najeeb, that they had a lead which unfortunately went away, and I understand conditions over there are very hot and very humid. So it's very difficult for the players to maintain the same pace of hockey for 60 minutes. I understand that. But do you think defensive strategy is a part where Pakistan might seem to be, where there is room for improvement, if I may put?
Yeah, we are making some mistake in defense. Yes, you are right. Tahir Bhai is looking forward to take on these challenges. So these things take a time. You know, Sufiyan is now playing in junior team. No doubt we are giving him an opportunity to playing in senior team. You know, we have very less player pool in Pakistan. So we have these selected players. So we need to work with them and make them perfect to avoid the same mistakes. Yeah, the weather is very humidity. There is raining. And same like in Pakistan, we have July and August. So the camp, if the camp was in Lahore, then we have a very good performance. So the camp was in Islamabad, so there is little bit change in the weather. But the guys are trying to deliver their best. Tahir Bhai giving it a game plan, the boys playing on the same game plan, and you see the result. And hopefully, if we see the previous match, they played very good game and very excellent game plan and discipline. I believe that the next match they are playing with New Zealand, you can see the next level of result.
Against New Zealand, that's a very important game, Najeeb. I'm glad you talk about that game as well. Pakistan so far have done very well against Japan and Malaysia. Against New Zealand, how should Pakistan approach that game strategically? Because they're scoring goals. Do you believe Pakistan is going to play this? Can we play the same attacking hockey against New Zealand, because it's a very important game for Pakistan?
Ahmad, you know, I told you earlier that discipline is very matter. If a head coach give you a plan that play on this discipline and this structure, if you playing a structure hockey, discipline hockey, you didn't get cards and plenty corner. So if Pakistan played the same structure against they played in Japan, they avoid unnecessary plenty corners, unnecessary green card, and unnecessary mistakes. Pakistan, hopefully, they will win the match. New Zealand is not too much tough, and the good news for Pakistan hockey, Pakistan is now in world number 13 rank. They improved their world ranking. So Ahmad, you know, every match is very matter for international ranking.
And how important is it? I understand, because you're aware of the situation, that if Pakistan, you know, then obviously in the longer run qualifies for Pro League hockey, how important will that be for us?
Yeah, very important. Ahmad, you know, when we are hopefully, inshallah, we will qualify for Pro League. In Pro League, all the World Cup Olympics teams, World Cup teams, they are playing in the World Pro League. If we have the chance to playing with this team, our hockey will revive. Our team will be in Olympic. Now we are out from Olympic and World Cup. So when we will play against Germany, Holland, Spain, India, then our hockey will improve. Now this is a good chance to qualify for the Pro League. In the second pool, France is a little bit, you can say, is a good team, but we have a golden opportunity to qualify for final. Let's see for tomorrow match, inshallah.
Inshallah, we're very hopeful, because we're seeing a lot of quality hockey being played, and like I said, especially that long pass and goal was just out of this world. And I'm glad that, you know, hockey is improving. Especially, I must say that it was a great move of bringing in Tahir Zaman as the coach for Pakistan as well. Tahir Zaman Sab is absolutely brilliant when it comes to the international standards of hockey. Thank you very much, Najeeb Khatak, for joining us and sharing all the insight as well. And like I said, all of us are supporting Pakistan hockey team, and we're very hopeful that we do well against New Zealand, and we of course take that game as well. We're going to move on to cricket right after a short break. Stay tuned. We're coming right back, because there's lots to discuss on cricket in Pakistan. Welcome back to Sports Section. Now we move on to cricket. Joining us in studios is cricket commentator, broadcaster, presenter, our sports expert and fellow anchor Asif Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmad. I'm very well,
thank you for joining us. Also joining us is first-class cricketer and expert Kashif Majeed. Assalamu alaikum, Kashif. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. Thank you, Ahmad. Perfectly all right.
Right. So of course we start off with the schedule of the Women's World Cup that has been announced as well. Asif Ahmad, Pakistan team has to play 7 matches in this World Cup. This is a long World Cup, and obviously each game becomes very important. Pakistan women's team did a spectacular job in the qualifiers in Lahore, and then they qualified. How are you seeing the tournament up?
Oh yes, they played stunning cricket in qualifiers, especially when we talk about 3-4 players, including the skipper, Fatma Sana, leading from the front, and not only with the ball, but also she had done brilliant job with the bat as well. And some senior player like Sidra Amin, Alia Riaz, then Nashra Sindhu, Muniba, all of them, they played spectacular, and that's why they've won on the soil of Pakistan and they've qualified for the World Cup. Especially, Ahmed, the way they played against Bangladesh and West Indies. Both of these two matches were crucial, and a Pakistan team in the leadership of Fatma Sana, they didn't lose their confidence ever. And we criticized a lot to Mohammad Wasim when he was chief selector of Pakistan cricket team. But as far as he took the charge of the coaching of Pakistan cricket team, we lost against South Africa. Doesn't matter, Pakistan cricket team played well, they fought well. But now this is the best time that this team is united under the Fatma Sana. Some controversies were going on in the captaincy of Nida Dar. Now Nida Dar is not in the camp, though she is saying that I haven't announced my retirement. But even then, you know, Fatma Sana, 23 years of age, he played 47 one-day internationals, and the way she's leading, amazing. I appreciate, because she's a super athlete, she's a very good fielder, bowler and batter.
And leading from the front.
Leading from that, right. This is what I said earlier.
I think this is what Pakistan team needed at the moment, a leader that stands out tall with their own performance as well.
Exactly.
So I think Asif is absolutely right. But Kashif, Majeed, the worrying sign for me is that immediately after the qualifiers completed, Pakistan have not scheduled anything. The team has just dispersed, you know, they're spending time with families, and it'll be very unfortunate that you land straight into the World Cup. They're playing a small series but against Ireland, but it's T20, and we're over here talking about 50 over cricket.
I guess that's very unfortunate on the part of the women's cricketer. We definitely wanted more cricket for them, and the way they have performed in this in the last tournament, the hopes were high that they can you know, outclass any team on the given day. Although 50 overs means a lot, because there are so many ups and downs in a 50 overs match. Normally we need one or two cameo to win a T20 match, but when it comes to the 50 over match, it will be a whole team performance, and most probably Pakistan wanted some cricket before that to gel up again. Since it's not happening, I guess it's the role of the PCB now to come up, you know, to make those intra-squad teams and start preparing them for those tough challenges coming ahead. Second important thing is just not playing against Ireland, because we've been playing against Ireland for quite some time now. I guess it's the role of the PCB to find new venues and new ventures for Pakistan. Most probably they can visit abroad, they can go and play in Australia, they can go and play in England, and if the national teams were you know were busy, they can schedule other teams. There was a time when you know, Pakistan A team was going to play in 5 to 6 players from the main. On the national team or playing in the A team just to get a match practice. This can be done. There's so many options. There is so many planning.
But interestingly, because both Pakistan Cricket Board and Sri Lankan Cricket Board have good relations amongst them, so it could have been one of the opportunity where even you could go sometime before the World Cup and play a series over there, just to, you know, take advantage of the conditions there.
Yes, and take along all the teams you wanted to play there, and you can play, you know, just before the start of the Champions Trophy, we played a Tri-Nation series in Pakistan. This can be done in the Sri Lanka. We can play a Tri-Nation or a 4-nation series, and we can ask 2 other teams to be there slightly early than the schedule and can play some good cricket. And most probably this was bound to happen, but unfortunately most probably the planning or the unavailability of the teams, or maybe the franchise cricket is happening in the women cricket too. There are certain things which we have to look into, but unfortunately for the girls, they've been quality performers, they've been playing exceptional cricket, and we wanted some more of cricket for them.
Certainly. Asif, it makes a big difference, you know, obviously playing regular cricket. If the camp has been held a month before, obviously too short of a time, but like Kashif also mentioned, and like I said, that you can schedule series, and if you don't get an opportunity to play the top teams, maybe, you know, schedule A tours as well. That can also work for women.
Well, I think that you rightly pointed out that right before the World Cup, if Pakistan team will play a couple of ODIs, 2-3 ODIs, or maybe a Tri-Nation series, rightly mentioned by Kashif, Pakistan played against South Africa and New Zealand right before the Champions Trophy. Definitely it will help you out, because you will see, of course, that you have tried different combinations in the qualifier, but now you could try something new. Of course, you'll be playing World Cup, and all the teams, especially Australia, England, New Zealand, and India, they're very top-notch sides. So you'll be playing against them. And one thing definitely I'll enjoy that when India will travel to Colombo to play against Pakistan, because Pakistan will never travel to India, because this is now, see, tit for tat, that India didn't travel to Pakistan in the Champions Trophy, and now Pakistan, this is what Pakistan Cricket Board has taken a decision, and now they are very, very comfortable with that. Now India will travel to Pakistan, so though it doesn't look good, because you know that we want harmony, and of course through cricket you could go for the more good relationships. This is what happened in the past. Pakistan team, one thing, heavily rely on Muniba and Sidra Amin, because they were really good with the bat in the qualifier, and Sidra Amin scored a couple of 50s, Muniba scored 50, then Alia Riaz, she was also handy in the when we talk about her catching, when we talk about her batting. So Pakistan team is in good touch, but it's a good idea to play a couple of
But the
games.
only thing that we might work on, and we've talked about this subject before, Asif, is reaching and making a culture of scoring totals which are above the average par score. Even in women's cricket, I think 250 is a new normal now. They have to be able enough to play 50 overs and score 250 runs.
Ahmad, why I said that you will heavily rely on Sidra Amin, because she knows that how to play till the end. We didn't talk about her strike rate because Pakistan was winning, and if Pakistan will have to score 250, it means that Sidra Amin and Muniba will have to score 50s. It's really important.
Certainly.
Rest of the batters, they're playing well.
So the same problem on the men's and women's side.
Yeah, this is the reality. You'll have to face that. In the qualifier, Sidra Amin scored, I think, 250s, 180, and then Alia Riaz scored a 50, Muniba scored a 50. Fatma Sana, as I said, that all-rounder scored 50 and took 3 wickets in a match. So these are 3-4 players. Definitely, they'll be playing major role.
Certainly, but Kashif, I think 250 is the new normal. You have to play attacking cricket now on women's side as well.
I guess again, when we talk about how to manage a team, most probably the most important thing I see in the recent outing with the Pakistan is the promoting Alia Riaz and Fatma Sana up the order. Why I'm saying this, because when we talk about Muniba, Sidra, they seem like one-dimensional batters to me, with nothing more to offer when it comes to hitting the boundaries. They've been the accumulator of the runs, playing those cuts and sweep shots and getting singles for a living, I guess. But when it comes to Fatma Sana and Alia Riaz, they can hit boundaries. So I must say that we can adjust the batting lineup, that at the one end Alia Riaz, Fatma Sana, or someone who has the ability and capability to hit those boundaries can be present, while the second end or the partner of that aggressor can be someone who can rotate the strike well. And most probably Asif rightly mentioned, since we were winning, we didn't talk about the strike rate. Strike rate has to be in higher 80s now. But when we talk about Pakistani batters, we are looking at 50s and strike rate in the 50s or 60s when they start their innings. Eventually, they reach to the 70s. But most probably with the start of the innings, they have to be in the 70s, and while they finish or they score their 50, it has to be higher 80s. And this is where we can come up with 250 score in the regular intervals.
Certainly.
Ahmad
Yes.
and Kashif, we had Boom Boom Nida Dar, the firepower. Now she's no more there. And in her absence, do we have an option, the point which Kashif raised, that go for some slog hitting, some power hitting? I think Fatma San and Alia Riaz, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think in one-day international cricket, it's not about slogging or power hitting. Even if you're playing runner ball, you're surprising oppositions. So I think that mantra of scoring 250 runs, let's do the math. Let's multiply 50 overs with 6 balls. So I think that means that you're 300 deliveries.
We had done this with
Yeah.
the men's cricket as well, but it does not work.
It can work. I think a single does wonders. And
Yeah, it's very simple the way you
surprisingly, you know, I might mention this as well. So, you know, me and Kashif play for a team, and where I have my opening partner whose name is also Kashif. So he always tells me the importance of singles. So I understand now what we're talking about. But that being said, now of course we move on to the Pakistan men's team, where their camp is underway as well. And this is a very special camp which is focusing individually on players as well. And we've seen many things happening. A lot has been talked about Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan, Mohammad Haris, everybody that's part of the camp. They're working on batting, bowling, fielding, and on specialized criteria as well. And there seems to be a lot of synergy. Kashif, we probably expected this once we, you know, got to know that Mike Hessam is going to be in charge.
I guess with Mike Hesson, one thing is sure that he'll be spending time with the players. We have seen his mantra and methodology with the New Zealand team. He likes to spend time, although his relationship with Ross Taylor is always a question mark, and the whole episode was a question mark, because I really like Ross Taylor as a batter with the New Zealand team. But going forward, Mike Hesson is the guy who wants to spend time. Previously, when we talk about certain foreign coaches, they are there for the tournaments, and that is it. They were not there to be to spend some time to talk about the technicalities of the game with the players. And pre-season training camps are very important for any coach, because this is where you got to know players in real. Match situation is entirely different, but when they are relaxed, when they are a part of a camp, then you got to know their personality traits, their technicality, their technical issues, and all those things. And this is where it's very important. And it's just not related to, it's just not for the 15 members of the Pakistani setup. We are talking about around 40 plus people who've been part of this camp in 3 phases. So this is very important that he got to know those 15 who's the part of the Pakistani squad in the recent tournaments, but also who are in line to be part of the Pakistani team, or knocking at the door of the Pakistani team. So this is where he can come up with, in his own mind, I guess he can come up with all those players who are replaceable to each other, who he can swap within those tournaments in the coming tournaments. Second important thing when we talk about Mike Hesson in this training camp, the youngster gets to know how Babar Azam go about his business when it comes to playing or preparation of the season, or for instance Rizwan, or for instance Shaheen Shah Afridi. So that superstar of Pakistani team in a camp alongside a youngster or a newcomer, that will actually boost those enthusiasm and energy for a youngster to be part of this training camp. So I guess most probably this is very important time for the camp. Although we talk about June, although we talk about this severe weather.
No, but the interesting part is every time they hold a specialized camp, it's in June, July, August.
Again,
they've touched extremes every time.
Because let's if I come again.
Last time they sent a team to the military academy. This time June, July, there's a camp happening. So every extreme is there.
Because these 3 months, when we talk about June, July, August, these 3 months are no cricket months for Pakistan. In Pakistan, apart from I guess UK, nothing much cricket is happening around the globe. And USA, of course, this is. But these 3 months are no cricket months for Pakistan, and this is where the training camp and all those physical trainings and all those technical issues can be talked about. And most probably this is why again we've seen a camp happening at this time. The coach of the Pakistani team is leading that camp. This is very heartening.
Well, certainly it is, but I think individually it was very important. But Asif Ahmad, your thoughts? We discussed this before as well. The entire process of the camp, it's kind of like changing the culture amongst the players as well.
Well, Ahmad, how could you change the culture without making friendship environment in the dressing room? It's not possible, first of all. It's a big challenge for the newly appointed coach. And the second thing is that this is not the first time this skills development camp is happening. This is what we have watched, as Kashif Bhai mentioned, that June, July, August, these are the 3 months where the cricketers, they're not occupied in other duties, so they're available, and you're making these kind of camps. Though it's a good effort that head coach is there, and he's talking to the players like Babar Azam, Rizwan, Shaheen Shafri, and rest of the players. I mean, it's a good move. But I would love to watch that the rest of the teams talk about India, Australia, New Zealand, England, South Africa. their players are super athletes. They're absolutely brilliant. They're top notch in the fielding. What Mike Hassan will do in that department? This is an important question for me.
But I think he already made it clear as well. If we understand his previous statement, he said anyone who can't field well has no place in the side. So they were very focused on this part, that he wants fit players who can field well. So I think that's the first criteria.
Well, rightly said. But see, I would love to watch that. What will happen in the future? He has given a statement. We have heard these kind of statements before as well. And now I would love to watch that. What could be the practical now that the players, they're putting their efforts in the field, the players in the camp. To be honest, I haven't watched the visuals that Pakistan Cricket Board have released earlier, that the Hassan is working over the fielding with the players. I haven't watched. Have you watched? I have watched that they're working on.
Well, I'm just going through some material right now as well, and the videos that we talked about. Now, I think individually, technical flaws are being addressed first. Like you mentioned that you saw Haris playing more straight down the ground.
Yeah.
With Babar Azam, he was always struggling with the ball that came in onto the pads. He was very weak there. He would try to just work it on the leg side and get caught in the middle. Now he's being taught how to hit it over mid-wicket. So certain elements are changing, but I don't know, like I said, my question still remains that, what culture can you develop after this? It's very important because consistency is the big question in Pakistan cricket at the moment.
I think Pakistan Cricket Board has given an answer to Hassan. You are there, you will remain for 3-4 years, and definitely.
But they said that to Gillespie as well.
And Gary Kirsten as well.
Kashif bhai, over to you. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, and then, what is a camp when we talk about all those established players? What does a camp mean? Camp is identifying the technical glitches, giving them the roadmap, and asking them, go back to your training grounds, your training ventures, your clubs, and start working on it. It's not somewhere where you can actually come across a number of days or a certain period of time that you'll be staying in the camp for this much of time and just finish off this technical glitch of yours. It's just not the case. It's identification. The process of identification wasn't done in the camp, and then they'll be provided with a certain roadmap. And this is what we heard from Mike Hassan, that certain documents or certain procedures are provided to the players, so they can go back to their own backyard and start working on those glitches and come back fresh.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, please.
That the most important problem is education with our players. That if you are giving them and do those papers in English, this is what I'm telling you. You remain with the Pakistani cricketers. You played first-class cricketer. I don't want to call you that. Former first-class cricketer.
Thank you very much, Kashif.
So Kashif bhai, it's not a solution that you're giving paper to a player who cannot understand that what you have written.
No, it's just not about the paper, Kashif. It's about practically demonstrating that this is your weakness, and I have written that weakness on a piece of paper. So whenever you start losing grip, what was talked to you or what was provided to you, you can go back and find out in the paper that it was written something.
Identification.
So this is identification. So this is where the papers come in. It's all practical there. All those clips which Ahmad have talked about, where Hassan was describing Babar Azam, that the area is not the square leg, it's rather the mid wicket going with the swing or with the spin. Just what we
wide long on side.
Wide long on. So this is where the demonstration was done. Not something is written.
And I think it was, Kashif, it was something that you and many other people, even us, we highlighted this, that where Babar Azam is struggling. And even Babar knew where he's struggling. If somebody like Mike Hassan is working with him individually, I personally think, Kashif, it does a huge moment for confidence of that player as well. That, yes, I can do this.
Ahmed, I happened to be in a place where Babar Azam was training with his franchise. I was just there. The aura around Babar Azam was so, I can say, so strong most probably, that no one is talking his technical glitches or faults. Everybody was praising him. So whenever you talk about a certain player, he wants a mentor in his life, throughout his life, which can actually describe the mistakes he has done in the past or in the recent future matches, or the areas of concern when it comes to his batting or bowling or anything else. Eventually what happened in Pakistan is, let's take the name of few, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Babar Azam, Rizwan, they become so big of players that nobody wants to talk about their technical difficulties or technical glitches, and nobody wants to pinpoint that. Because everybody, social media, yes, we see this is, this is not good for Babar Azam. He cannot play spin well. He cannot play left arm spin well. I can say that. But how he can play spin well, this is one area where he needs a certain technically gifted and technically, I guess extraordinary coach and mentor to be present his side, who can come across by demonstrating that this is what you are doing and this is something wrong and you should not do that. So most probably I was there, and I believe me, you can, that he was like a, I don't want to say god of cricket there, but something like that, because everyone was treating Babar Azam like that.
Ahmad, even the Kashif bhai mentioning an important thing, I would like to ask this, that Inzamam was with Peshawar Zalmi. I think that Inzamam ul Haq is a big name, is a legend in Pakistan cricket. Even he wasn't there to tell to Babar Azam.
No, he wasn't. Look, I'll be very honest, with franchise cricket, nobody's taking that responsibility to a level where, and that's where I think we discussed this before as well, and I think Virat Kohli made a particular statement that everybody was talking to him and was talking about him when his rough patch came. And everybody was, saying he should do this, he should do that, but nobody, he said nobody, no former cricketer, no former legend from the Indian cricket team approached me or called me and said, look, you can get through this. He said only one person called me, that was MS Dhoni. So I think even with Babar Azam, thousands of people sitting over television giving him advice, oh, he's not doing this, he's doing that, he's bad, how many of them approached him? How many, said, look, come to the high performance center, I'll personally work with you? Nobody did. So I think I'll be very honest, even in franchise cricket, their focus, they're running it like a business. Their focus is to win a trophy, not work on individual mistakes over there. And they don't do that, the culture isn't there. That's why I'm saying the culture is very important. I see visual optics. When I see Babar Azam and Mike Hessam working together individually in an indoor practice, where Mike is pointing at the areas he can hit, I think it's a huge moment for his confidence.
I think that, don't you think Babar Azam could have approached to Javed Miandad Saab, sir, I'm having this problem, please, could you please guide me? Why he didn't, okay, fine, fair enough that nobody has approached him. Why he didn't approach to Javed Miandad Saab or even Yunus Khan Saab? Why?
Well, ask him. I'll ask him and let you know. I mean, I will definitely ask him, and I can ask vice versa as well. So I think it's the situation is mutual. But like I said, the fact still remains that up ahead, Pakistan's got to play 4 T20s against the West Indies. That becomes a very important series. Your focus should be right immediately on the Asia Cup. You're trying to sort out combinations, right? And it's going to be very important what kind of combination Pakistan goes with. You've got 10 openers right now in the system, all who are performing well. And you need to identify. And if amongst those 10, if I have a fully informed Babar Azam, I would always go with Babar Azam. I'm just saying, the sheer aura of it says a lot. But then again, you need to balance this out tactically very well, and that's why I think it's very important that this camp, under the supervision of the coach himself, who's been given the authority, and I think I'll be very honest, Kashif, I think probably Hessam demanded this camp. It wasn't the PCB that came up with the idea. I think Mike Hessam demanded this.
And if he has done that, he has done something excellently well to start off, because he was just inducted in the seat of Pakistan's head coach just before the start of the series. He has no time to work with those kids or the newcomers, but now he has got time. He has spent time well, and most probably the upcoming series will be seeing a lot of difference and most probably a lot of freshness among the team, because when we talk about Mike Hessam, we do talk about fresh ideas coming from his brain and inculcating throughout the entire team, and most probably this is the start of a very good journey. Let's hope it continues.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, K. Asif and Kashif Majeed, for joining us. The camp obviously will give us fruitful results for Pakistan's future campaign, especially with the individual work that is being done there as well, and we're very hopeful that the Pakistan team balances this out tremendously well in the future campaigns to come. That's all we have time for Sports Extra. The entire team and myself, we bid you goodbye. Take care of yourself. We'll join you tomorrow.